everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Vivian, and if you are new here, thank you so much for subscribing. Welcome. Don't mind my dog. If you see them in the background, just don't mind them. They're gonna be doing their own thing. But for today's video, as you can tell by the title, I am moving, and I'm not just moving to another place here in the city. I am moving across Texas, in which I'm so excited to finally say. It was always such a joke between me and my boyfriend, but then it just officially was said, and we're like, okay, yeah, we're moving. Like, this is it. This has been something I have been knowing for the past couple of months. I want to say since maybe September, October of 2020, last year. So I am currently in El Paso, Texas, and drum roll please. I am moving to San Antonio, Texas. That is where I'm from most of my life. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you guys the story in just a bit. I am so excited to announce this because this is where our hearts are set to be, to live the rest of our lives, to buy a home, to finish college and start our careers. It's just crazy to finally say I am going back home, and I'm gonna try very, very hard not to get emotional because I am leaving El Paso. But El Paso will always be a big part of my life as well, and it always had a huge part in my heart. We're always gonna come back. El Paso is always gonna be here. Our family is always gonna be here. But I am just gonna go ahead and get right into this video. So at first we were indecisive of going to Houston, Texas or San Antonio, Texas, just because that is where my boyfriend is from. He is from Houston and I am from San Antonio. And we just decided San Antonio is where it's at. We are gonna go there. So a little backstory about myself is I've always been in between being in El Paso, Texas and San Antonio, Texas. Both places will always be my home. You know, people grow up saying that they've lived in one city all their lives. I cannot ever say that because I've lived in both these cities half and half. But now I am going to live the rest of my life, God willingly, in San Antonio. I just feel like that's where us creating home is supposed to be. So I was born in San Antonio, but until the age of 3, I did move here to El Paso. My mom did, you know, buy a house here in El Paso. So we have always been in between El Paso and San Antonio because all of my childhood, I want to say like elementary school, I was here in El Paso, and half of it I was in San Antonio. But until I was in the 7th grade, I did officially move back to San Antonio for good until I finished high school. At that time, I had been most of my life in San Antonio, so I knew San Antonio a lot. I started driving over there. I know my streets. I know, you know, where everything's at. And in my senior year of high school, something just told me I wanted to come to the University of Texas at El Paso, in which I applied for and I got into. I came here to El Paso. I was gonna officially live here. I went to orientation at UTEP, but something just told me that I didn't want to do what I was going to school for, and so I didn't pursue it. I did end up going to the community college. I did take some classes here. I'm not saying I didn't do college. I did do some classes here, but I did not finish because I started to work and I started to get into like adulting pretty much, and it's normal for that to happen. That has just really been eye-opening, and if anybody out there is watching and you are young and you are still in high school, middle school, and you're watching this video, finish school, guys. Finish school after you graduate high school because things can just get really complicated and harder. I am already 24 years old and I am barely going to be going back to school. So when I move to San Antonio, I will be going back to college. I'm going to take my classes. I want to get my bachelor's at UTSA. That is my goal, as long as God sets that path for me. I regret not finishing school because it's very distracting, and I started to think, man, this is cool hanging out with my friends and I'm making money and I'm just living the life, but really it's kicking my butt now because, you know, I don't have a full set career in which I want. I want to be settled. I want to one day buy a home and own these cars of my dreams. So definitely school is super, super important for me, and that's why I also said me going back home to San Antonio is going to fulfill all of that for me. So I have been here the past 5 years, and I'm not saying El Paso was wasteful, that it was just not good for me. It has been nothing but good to me because I have learned a lot. I have adulted here big time. So with all that being said, telling you guys all my plans, I am going to be doing moving vlogs, maybe about 1 or 2, I believe. So stay tuned for those vlogs. I am going to start buying boxes and packing pretty soon. It's kind of funny because when I moved here to El Paso, I was in one vehicle. I packed up my whole room in San Antonio in one vehicle, and here I don't have just where I can pack up my car and put everything in there. I have furniture now. I came to El Paso with no furniture, I think just a bed set. But don't get me wrong, it has been a little bit stressful trying to schedule a moving truck, movers. This is definitely going to be something very big, but I'm so excited to tackle and so ready to do. One thing for sure I'm gonna bring on my boyfriend is he's so excited for the food. We're not saying that El Paso doesn't have good food. They do, it's just kind of hard to find. But San Antonio just has a lot more places to eat, a lot more places to go. We're gonna be by lakes and rivers, which we're so excited for because we love the outdoors. We're excited for the new experiences. I'm excited to finish school. That is really just my main concern, is just finishing school and being able to say I have a degree. That is my #1 priority. And just, of course, being afloat with my family. Oh, did I scare you? Sorry. We also were very blessed that we were able to go during spring break after we came back from our vacation to go and find ourselves our own place. So yes, we do already have our place over there. We've already put all our payments down. Pretty much we're good to go. And then as soon as we get to San Antonio, we just pick up the keys. Yeah, so it is pretty real. Like, I don't think there's no takesy backsies for any of that stuff. Like, I don't think we could get our money back even if we wanted to. I'm pretty sure we could, but I really don't know. We're just so excited. There's gonna be more greenery. Here is just a bunch of desert cactuses, which I love. I love cactuses. We're also very excited for the trails that we're gonna be able to walk on. There is a bunch of that stuff I used to do in high school. I used to go and ride my bike. Vivian, why are you lying? I'm so out of shape. I don't ride a bike. But we are taking our bikes and we are planning on riding them on the trails. So I'm excited for that. And I know the dogs are gonna love it. What I am not excited for is the humidity. Like, I am so not used to that anymore. I used to live, breathe, everything humidity, but I know I'm going to be dying for the first couple of months, especially because raining season is upon San Antonio, and that is definitely going to be really hard. But I'm ready to conquer that. Since I have a Brazilian blowout, I'm hoping that that's gonna help my hair not be so frizzy, because here in El Paso, my skin is so dry. It's just very dry here. Whew, this is very crazy to say. So this is just so surreal. Like, I am going back home. I am going back home. So if I'm correct, my next couple videos might be all over the place because I'm going to add in still regular videos, but at the same time I'm going to be moving, so I'm hoping this is not going to be too much of a mess. I do have a recommendations video that I do want to film too. My moving vlogs will kind of just intervene in there, so just stay tuned for all of that. And that is it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and before you go, don't forget to hit subscribe and the bell right next to it. That way you get notified every time I post a new video, and I will just see you guys on the next one. Bye!